What's up? Yep. How's it going? Just thought I would pop in with another one of these work job hustles, or whatever you want to call it. Job hustle, job, whatever. Anyways, here's my next job. I was working at a bar. Probably the funnest job I have ever had. You know, it was owned by an individual, so we could probably, if we felt like it, get away with whatever we wanted, as long as the managers that were running it didn't care. You know what I mean? Like, literally, for an example, there was a situation in which this guy came through and he had chocolate covered mushrooms, right? You know, the mushrooms that go wee, you know. And at the time we were trying to experiment with the way the place was ran, because we wanted to give, it was just me and another person in the kitchen, so we were trying to have a way where we would both have days off, because up until that point I'd been working there for about a year. So at that point they were trying to figure out what would be, if we could make it or run the restaurant to where, bar, whatever, to where my co-worker in the kitchen would have off, and then at the same time I would have some days off, instead of we both working Monday to Saturday straight, which I was fine with, because I like more hours, you know. I actually, you know, more money, more hours. Well, can't be mad at that, you know. So, but to the story, this was a time whenever I was alone in the kitchen. This guy came in there. He had some chocolate covered mushrooms, and I asked my manager at the time, I said, do you mind if I take these? Because he was basically propositioning that I can have them for free, but I need to take them then, at that moment. And I said, do you mind if I do this, and, you know, whatever. And she basically said, as long as you get your work done, I don't care what you do. So I said, okay. So I took it. I actually got all my work done. You'll be surprised how efficient you can get whenever you're tripping off shrooms. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny, but it's true. You know, you get into different mindsets. I don't know. If you've never done it, then you don't know what I'm talking about. And if you've ever done it, don't let trying to go to work be the first time you've ever done it. At the same time, a weird situation came up. My father at the time, he was trying to sell his truck, which used to be my old truck, and I eventually, whatever happened between it, you know what I mean. So he was trying to sell his truck, and he was going to sell it to. I said that I could sell. I said that somebody was interested in it, and it was actually the other person that was working in the kitchen with me. He was interested in it, so. This is where it kind of encircles, or whatever, you know. So I sell the truck to my coworker for about $1,000, right? The friend with the mushrooms came back, and we hung out, and I wanted to buy some more just to have some more fun. So it ended up to where we both went back to an apartment that he was staying at, and he said, I can give you this whole bag of chocolate covered mushrooms for $1,000. I happen to have $1,000 on me. I took the high road. I didn't make the deal, because I knew better than that. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm supposed to come home with $1,000 that my friend gave me for the truck to my dad, so it would be ridiculous to try to buy all this stuff for $1,000 that was not mine, and then try to sell it for profit and this and that. You know, if I had $1,000 just sitting around, I might do that and, whatever. But, it's just not smart to play games like that if it's not your money, And that's how I took it. And I wanted to tell that story about that job. Nothing much happened other than that, I worked at a bar, the owner did his thing, the managers did their thing, the co-workers did our thing. Nobody really cared, I could do whatever I wanted, which is great, I'll add some more stories to what happened. I had 2 hookups, I'm not good with girlfriends, but I can get laid every once in a while. One I'm not going to talk. I was drunk and one of those. I probably shouldn't have done that kind of things. And the other one, I don't. The timeline to this story, I don't know if it's real, if it fits with this, but I had a girl. I was trying to play with her, so I was like, I'll buy you a beer if you let me kiss you. And she was kind of drunk already, so I gave her the best kiss I could give her. And ended up, she wanted me to come home with her. We were riding home, and this deer jumps out in front of us, and she hits the deer, and the deer flies off. I don't mean to sound callous to this, because I actually do like all life, you know what I mean? But at the time, I was just sitting there like, I was sitting there watching this, and she had nothing going on, And I'm like, really? You just hit a deer? Next morning, she's like, why is my truck got this dent in it and all this other stuff? I'm like, you don't remember that? You hit a deer, Like, she's like, really? You sure? I'm trying to make sure here now, because I don't know what I did, like, yeah, I'm sure I remember everything. You can spin off into oblivion, and then you're like, man, it's very retarded. Ugh. Anyways, another story. This is kind of funny to me. It's funny to me because there was this guy at the bar. He gets really drunk to the point where he can't decide what he should do. So he's at the bar. He's sitting there at the bar. He's sitting there trying to decide: should I go home? Should I stay here? Should I go home? So he'd get up, go to the door, stand at the door, deciding if he should leave, and then decide, no, I shouldn't leave. I need to go back to the bar. So he'd go back to the bar, sit at the bar, and decide, I shouldn't be at the bar. I need to leave. So he'd go back and forth over and over again. And at the same time, I'm watching this. I'm like, is this guy for real? I'm like, I mean, yeah, obviously he's for real, but so I decided he finally decides to open the door and actually leave. So I say, so I go out into the parking lot, and I figure I was just going to follow him home, just kind of in case something happened. I was trying to be a good Samaritan. I was trying to do something good out of the situation, and it turns out he just passed out in his car. Didn't need no help, He just decided to do his own thing. So that's all the stories I have from that. I have other stories from that situation, but that's all I care to tell about at this point. I don't care, But it was weird, that situation with the guy, and he actually came back and he was like, somebody ratted on him. It wasn't me. things that might actually have my own hypothesis on this, but I'm not gonna get into that. But anyways,